We have D here. This is saying that solve in a complex number the equation. We have Z over 3 plus 4i plus Z minus 1 over 5i equal to 5 over 3 minus 4i. So here, the unknown value is only Z. We have to find what? Z. So here, remember when you have like 3 over 5 plus 2 over maybe over 10. So we have to find the LCM here, lowest common multiple. So our LCM is 10 because 10 can divide 10 and 10 can divide 5. Our LCM is 10. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 2 times 3, that's 6. 10 divided by 10, 1. 1 times 2, that is 2. You see the answer is here is 8 over 10, which is equal to by 2, 4 by 2, 5. So this is the final answer. So we just find the LCM here. So now you can say, are we going to find LCM here? So yes, we can find LCM, but here, remember, when you have a Z1 over Z2, we're not allowed to write in this form. We have to change this one in algebraic form. How do we change this one in algebraic form? We take Z1 times Z2 conjugate, divide by Z2 times Z2 conjugate. So we're going to use this formula to do this one, meaning that we are not allowed to write a complex number in this form. We're going to first change this one in our algebraic form. Okay. So let us start. I hope now you are getting what you're going to do. Yeah. So then it will be Z times the conjugate of the denominator is 3 minus 4i over 3 plus 4i into bracket the conjugate of this 3 minus 4i plus Z minus 1 into bracket times the conjugate of the denominator, which is negative 5i, divided by 5i into bracket negative 5i. So which is equal to 5 into bracket 3 plus 4i divided by 3 minus 4i into bracket 3 plus 4i. So now, so that is Z into bracket 3 minus 4i divided by 3 times 3, that is 9. 3 times negative 4i, that is negative 12i. 4i times 3, that is positive 12i. That is minus 16i squared. Plus Z minus 1 into bracket negative 5i divided by 5i times negative 5i, that is negative 25i squared. So which is equal to 5 into bracket 3 plus 4i divided by, so we have this. This is the same as this one. So I have the answer, it is there. So which is 9 minus 12i plus 12i minus 16i squared. So what is the final answer? That is Z 3 minus 4i divided by, this is 9, this is negative 12 plus 12, that is 0. I squared, it is negative 1. Negative 1 is negative 16, that's positive 16. Positive 16 plus 9, that is 25. Plus, so that is Z minus 1 into bracket negative 5i. So I squared is negative 1. Negative 1 with this negative comes 25. Then equal to 5 into bracket 3 plus 4i divided by, so this is 16, negative 1 times negative 16 becomes positive 16 plus 9, that is 25. This one with that one, that is 0. We have 25 here. So now here, after here, you see on denominator, we have a real number. Since on denominator we have a real number, so here we can use LCM. And remember, when you have like 1 over 2 plus 3 over 2, when you have the same denominator, we just add a numerator. So that is 4 over what? Over 2. So the same applies here. We have the same denominator. we're going just to add the numerator. If we add the numerator, it becomes z 3 minus 4i plus z minus 1, then negative 5i over 25. So which is equal to 5 into 3 plus 4i divided by 25. So remember, so when you have like x over 2 equal to 5 over 2, these two cancel with that one, x equal to what? To 5. So these two cancels with this, we remain with x equal to what? To 5. The same applies here. This 25 will go with what? It will go with the 25. We remain with z into bracket 3 minus 4i plus z minus 1 into bracket negative 5i, which is equal to, let us expand this, 15 plus 20i. So now, z times 3, that is 3z minus 4zi. Z times negative 5, that is negative 5iz. Negative 1 times negative 5i, that is positive 5i, which is equal to 15 plus 20i. So now here, real part together and imaginary part together. This is 3z. This is 3z. We can, because we're looking for z, let us make z as subject of the formula. If we're going to make z as subject of the formula, this is 3 minus 4i minus 5i into bracket z. The coefficients of z are 3, negative 4i, negative 5i into bracket z. So let us take this 5 here on this side. Let us take this 5 on this side, 5i on the right-hand side. So it will be 15 plus 20i minus 5i. So this is 3 minus 4i minus 5i, that's negative 9i. Z equal to 15, 20i minus 5i, that's 15i. So we can divide by 3, because here we can divide by 3. Let us take 3 out of the bracket. So that is 1 minus 3i, z. Equal to, let us take 3 out of the bracket. That is 5 minus 5i. So we divide by 3 both sides. We remain with 1 minus 3i, z, equal to 5 minus 5i. So now, what are we going to do here? We're going to divide both sides by 1 minus 3i's. We're going to divide both sides by 1 minus 3i. So our z is 5 minus 5i divided by 1 minus 3i. So here, we can say that we're going to leave it like this, but it's wrong. Remember, we have to write this one in algebraic form. So which is 5 minus 5i into bracket 1 plus 3i divided by 1 minus 3i into bracket 1 plus 3i. So what is the value of z here? 5 times 1, that is 5. 5 times 3i, that's 15i. And this is negative 5i. And this is minus 15i. So 5 times 1, that is 5. 5 times 3i, that is 15i. Minus 5i. Then minus 15i squared. And remember, I squared is negative 1. It will be positive 15. Divided by, this is 1. It will be like, you know when you have a minus b, a plus b, the answer is a squared minus b squared. So this is 1 squared minus 3 squared, which will be, the answer will be 10. So then, after here, 5 plus 15, it will be 20. And here it will be 10. 5 plus 15, that is 20. Then 15 minus 5i, that is 10. That is 10i. So mean that our z here is 20 divided by 10, that is 2. 15 plus 5, it is 20. Divided by 10, that is 2. 15i minus 5i, that is 10i. 10i divided by 10, that is I. So this is the value of z. So this will be the value of the z. Do you have any question here? Yeah, thank you. There is no question. So I think you are getting how we solve linear equation. So let us go to quadratic equation. So here there is exercise about linear equations. Number 1 is saying, find the value of z in each of the following equations. A, 2 plus 3i minus z equal to I. So you have to find the value of z. B, 2 minus I minus z equal to 3iz plus 13i. So also have to find the value of z. C, 1 plus 3i into bracket z equal to 2i plus 4. So after doing this exercise, we have to go to quadratic equations. Okay, let us go to quadratic equations. So quadratic equations, you know that a form of quadratic equation is like az plus baz squared plus bz plus c equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation. So how can we solve this one? We can use quadratic formula. So you see, coefficient of z squared is a, coefficient of z is b, coefficient of, a constant is c equal to 0. So there is quadratic formula. We can use quadratic formula to solve that. Quadratic formula, which is z equal to negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So this is the quadratic formula. So we have examples here. Examples. Number 1. Number 1 is saying solve in a complex number. Solve in complex number. We have a. Our a is z squared plus z plus 1 equal to 0. How can we solve that? So, if our equation, which is quadratic equation, is z squared plus z plus 1. When I compare this equation with this one, you see our a, which is coefficient of z, is 1. Our b, which is coefficient of z, is what? Also, it is 1. So our constant is 1. So we're going to use this formula, which is quadratic formula. So our z will be negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So then z is negative b. That's negative 1 plus or minus root 1 squared, which is 1, minus 4 into bracket a, 1, c1, divided by 2a, 2 times 1. So our z is negative 1 plus or minus root. This is 1 squared, which is 1. 1 minus 4, that is negative 3, divided by 2. So the z equal to negative 1 plus or minus. Remember, negative 1 equal to I squared. That is root 3I squared over 2. So square root of I squared, it is I. So this is negative 1 plus or minus I root 3 over 2. So our Z1 and Z2, it will be negative 1 over 2 plus I root 3 over 2. And negative 1 over 2 minus I root 3 over 2. Because to be negative 1 over 2 plus root 3 over 2 times I, and to be -1 minus I root 3 over 2. So which means that our set contains two values of z. And those two values of z are -1 over 2 minus I root 3 over 2 and -1 over 2 plus I root 3 over 2. So those are values of what? Of z. So do you have any question here? I think there is no question. Just is a matter of solving what? Quadratic equation. So let us try to do another example like B.